The Beelers is in here. What's going on, the Beelers? Hey, y'all's just jumped on here. Ray, I'm starting to amass some other contractors around me that want to jump in on my work. Any suggestions on subbing out work or hiring guys? I don't have suggestions on hiring because I haven't done that yet. I'm going to step into that probably this winter, as far as like W-2 employees. Now, if any of them are, really good and affordable to you, and you have the money to get everything set up the right way with payroll and you know how to do it legally, or you have somebody that can do that for you, by all means, jump in. I do have a lot of experience subbing stuff out. And what I do when I sub stuff out, the deal that I have every time I sub stuff out is this. Let's say you were coming to me. Let's say you were local and you wanted to do some work for me, which a couple of y'all from the channel here have done that. If you were local and you wanted to do some work for me, what I would be telling you is here's what we do, guys. I will send you a work order. I'm going to put you in Jobber. You're going to get an account under my Jobber account. You don't need your own. I'm going to give you a login for Jobber. When I have a job for you, when I put it into Jobber, I'm going to click the little assign button and I'm going to assign it to you. And I'm going to shoot you a text message to let you know I just assigned you a job in Jobber. And Jobber's going to send you an email letting you know you just got a job too. And then you go in there, you open up that job. Now your job is to read the work order, understand what work needs to be done, call the tenant, schedule with the tenant, show up when you're supposed to show up like a professional, get the work done. If you need materials, you're going to go to Home Depot and use my pro account at Home Depot, so you don't have to spend your money on the materials. You're going to use my pro account, or if it can't be bought at Home Depot, you can use your own money. And again, in Jobber, there's an expense thing where you can take a picture of the receipt. It's going to attach it to the job, and it's going to tell me that I owe you this money for this job. And that's separate from your pay, that's an expense that you had that I need to reimburse. So I'll reimburse that immediately. And then after you finish the job, you take the pictures, you upload them into Jobber, you mark you mark your trip as completed. You don't close the job. In fact, you won't even have the ability to. But you click on your trip, you mark the trip complete. At the bottom there in Jobber, you're going to write the description of the work you did under the internal notes. You're going to upload your photos under the internal notes. And then you're going to let me know the job's done. Or if you don't, it won't matter because I'll come into Jobber and I filter it to keep those. It's going to say action required when you do that. So I come in, I see all the action required. I upload your pictures or I send them to whoever it is I need to send them to that the work was done for. I use your description, but I reword it so it sounds like the way I would word things. And then when I invoice that, I'm going to invoice for your labor, whatever I would have invoiced had I done it. And most of these jobs are $125. I've been bumping a lot of them up to $150. A lot of the plumbing and electrical, even the simplest plumbing and electrical, I've started just making that $150 instead of $125. But either way, I know I'm going to charge something like, I believe I charge like $450 to $600 in labor to replace a bathroom vanity, plus materials, but the labor, that much. Like, this is all repeatable. I've done enough of it. I know what I would have charged. So unless you let me know that there were some special circumstances that made it take twice as long, that were unavoidable and unforeseeable, et cetera, I'm going to invoice for your work whatever I would have invoiced had I done that job. And then the company is going to keep 73% of it. Or I'm sorry, the company is going to keep, my company is going to keep 27% of that labor, and you're going to get 73% of that labor. So on a typical $125 trip fee, like smoke detector, leaky sink, whatever, they're all the same. This work is too easy. You do a trip fee kind of job, you're going to get $92.50, I think it comes out to. So that's how I subcontract out my work. Most people who do that system are charging 30%, 33%, even 50% sometimes. I don't recommend doing that. I think 27% is probably enough. And then I pay them when I get paid. So they're aware. Now, sometimes I'll just pay them same day. And they also know that they can just contact me and be like, hey, man, I know you probably haven't got paid for this job yet because it's not the 10th or whatever. but I need some money. I have no problem paying people early or even same day if necessary, but that's how I sub stuff